Welcome back to another session of Office Hours. My name is Adrian. I am the CEO and founder of Groundhogg. And today we're going to be talking about how to bulk manage your contacts. This has been something that wasn't exactly super easy up until recently, up until version 2.4. So we added in bulk contact editing. And I'll show you a little bit about what that looks like and how you can go about doing that. The days of downloading and uploading CSVs are over, which is nice. And I'm just going to show you how to quickly run through that process. So this session is being recorded. It's going to be uploaded to YouTube. It's going to be uploaded to Groundhogg Academy as well. So if you want to catch the replay, you are always welcome to do so there. Plus, the recording of this is actually always available in Facebook in the video repository. If you have questions on the stream at any point, all you got to do is you just got to jump into the Q&A section, the comment section of this video. I have it in front of me. Ask any questions related to either the topic of bulk editing, or if you want to ask something totally unrelated, there is a Q&A section at the end of the call that'll probably take up the majority of today's call, because bulk editing isn't exactly a very in-depth topic. All right, so let's jump into bulk editing contacts. So I have my demo site up here. I have some contacts in there. Let's go ahead and let's upload a few more contacts just so that we have like stuff to work with, right? We don't want to just do operations on 5 contacts. We want to do operations on like 500 contacts. If you have or want to do like testing and you're testing Groundhogg and you just want to like generate a CSV full of like 500 fake contacts, there's actually a really great service for that. It's called Mackaroo, and it's free up to like 1,000 records, I think. So we're just going to download the full, or like an uneven number. Let's download 985 contact records. You can put in their ID, their first name, their last name, the email address, all of that. Go ahead and we'll download that CSV file. It's going to give us that. You can upload that into our contacts. If you don't know how to import contacts, that's super easy. All you got to do is you just got to click on that import button, and then we are just going to upload that mockdata.csv. Go ahead and import those contacts. It's going to show us the field mapping, where we map the fields in the CSV file to fields in Groundhogg. Most of these are just automatically done based on the ID of the column. We see that first name is automatically at first name, last name is at last name. Let's go ahead and let's grab the gender, and we'll map that to a custom field, add as custom meta, and then the IP address to the IP address. That's all well and good. Below that, any other tags that you want to add. For example purposes, I am going to add this tag as example or dummy data. Let's do that. I'm going to add dummy data. And then for all of your compliance stuff, GDPR, CASL, etc., you can take off these checkboxes to say that they've provided consent previously if you're importing them from like another service. So we'll go ahead and we'll import those. That'll take a few seconds. There we go. And now we have all of these lovely contacts in our search. We see that we have the tags, dummy data, and import along with the date. So any contacts that you import will automatically get that import tag just for easy reference later. So if I just want to search people who I recently imported, I can just do it like that. All right, so now we have all of these contacts, okay? And they all have this tag dummy data. Now what happens if I want to remove that tag? I want to go through all of those contacts and I want to remove that tag. The answer used to be non-obvious, but now we have a really easy way for you to actually manage tags and a whole host of other fields. I think the way that you used to have to go about it you would have needed to go through each of the pages, select the tag one by one, and that's just no good, right? We don't want to go through 50 pages of contacts. You could have done more at a time by selecting off like the per page and making that bigger, but that's also just crummy. So there is this more actions drop down. What used to be here is it used to say export contacts and send a broadcast. Now we have merged those two buttons into this kind of button drop down. So go ahead and click on this and you're going to get a few options here. So you have export, you have send a broadcast, which were there before. We also have a couple of new ones, or a few new ones actually. We have edit those contacts, which is going to show you in a second. We also have the ability to immediately just add those contacts to a funnel or just straight up delete those contacts. That's the danger button. That's why it's red. But what we want to do is we want to just delete this tag, the dummy data tag, right? So let's go ahead and click on edit 985 contacts. And that's just going to bring up this screen here, which has a bunch of fields on it. And you can make edits to the first name, last name, if you want everyone to have like the same name for whatever reason. You can change their email status. You can edit their contact odor. So if you want them to be owned by a specific contact, you can set that there. And what we want to do is we are going to remove the dummy data tag, right? Because we don't want them to have that anymore. We are going to also say that all of these people live in Canada because it's a wonderful country. And they are in the Toronto time zone, EST. And that's it. So we're going to make all of those edits. So now all of those contacts will get those details. Click on edit 985 contacts. And that's going to just run through another bulk job, kind of like re-importing them, but just changing all of those fields. And now when we actually go back and look at those contacts momentarily, we'll see that they no longer have that tag. So we edited that tag. Ooh. And their country is now Canada. So that's pretty cool. And that is how you can bulk edit your contacts now. So to just walk everyone through that process again, let's say I only want to tag or bulk edit people whose names are like, or whose email addresses are TripAdvisor, because I just have a thing against TripAdvisor agents for whatever reason. So let's search for everyone who has a TripAdvisor email address. That gives us 5 people. And I want to edit those contacts. And I want to say these people are from TripAdvisor. So we'll add the tag TripAdvisor. And let's do that. Great, now those contacts that have TripAdvisor in their email address are now tagged as TripAdvisor, which is really easy. We can also just delete these contacts if we want, because I don't know, we don't want to send emails to people from TripAdvisor. So we can go ahead and click on delete those 5 contacts, and that's going to bring you to this screen where it's going to ask you to confirm that, because if you accidentally click delete contacts on 100,000 people, that's a bad day. So let's go ahead and confirm that deletion process. There we go. No more TripAdvisor on the list. What else can we do? With this more actions button, we also have the new add contacts to funnels. So if you have any active funnels, I'm not sure if we have some. Actually, we do have some. So let's say we want to add them to our NPS follow-up. So our NPS funnel. We can go to our contacts. We want to add anyone whose name is Matt. Do we have any Matts on the list? We have a couple Matts. Great. So we want to add anyone whose name is Matt to a funnel. So we can just search for Matt in our search bar there. We can come here. We can click add 4 contacts to a funnel. It's going to bring up this screen. It's going to ask you to select which funnel. So we'll select our NPS funnel and then at which step. And we are just going to start the timer, then click add 4 contacts to funnel. It's going to add those people. It's going to return us to our funnel, and we can then click on reports. And we can see that those 4 people are now waiting in that funnel. So that's pretty simple and straightforward, I think. And that is how you can now bulk manage and bulk edit your contacts. I see a question from Andrew Zimble. And Andrew is asking, can you use this to add people to a company? Not yet, although that's a really excellent use case. And this is a pretty brand new feature, so we haven't gone ahead and integrated it with all of the extensions yet. So I'm going to put that on a coming soon, Andrew. One of the things that we did do right off the bat, though, was make sure that any custom fields that you have, so any custom tabs and any custom fields that you've previously configured, will show in this screen. So if you want to bulk edit people's custom fields, you can absolutely do that as well, and not kind of just like the general contact fields. So that is helpful. So thank you for asking. It is all like very straightforward. It's not exactly the most complicated process in the world. If you want to get like super granulars, I think one of the cool things that this has applications for is if I go to like my reporting center, for example, and I want to go to, let's say, a funnel report. Let's select that NPS funnel one. And we want to select people who were in a specific place in our funnel. So let's say that number wasn't exactly 1, but we had more people there. Then we could tag those specific people or edit or manage those specific people, which has lots of applications when you're managing it through the reporting center. I do have a question from Zane Winberg, who is asking if you can order the contact columns. So currently, Zane, the contact columns, there's no UI or anything in the user interface to order them. They can be ordered via priority in the backend, so in the actual code itself. Custom fields are ordered by the method of which, or in the order that they've been created. So if you created a custom field earlier, that will show up in the list earlier than it would later. Adding better ordering and filtering and sorting to this is on our radar. At the moment, you can just simply like deactivate and activate columns as well. So that's something that is, if you just want to get rid of columns that you don't necessarily need, like I don't need the phone, I don't need the location or the birthday, I don't need that custom field, I just want to see first name, last name, tags, and event date, then that is something that I could do as well. If you just want to prioritize certain columns, then that is certainly something that you could do. Hopefully that answers your question, Zane. Okay, I'm not seeing anything related to this, so what I'll do is I will open up the floor to just a general Q&A. So this is an opportunity to get or ask questions about marketing, about funnels, about automation, about WordPress, if you're just looking for general advice. Those are all things that I would highly recommend that you ask about if you're currently experiencing a roadblock in your business. I have a question from Andrew, and Andrew asks, is a funnel the only way to create a form? Yes, a funnel is the only way to create a form unless you're using a third-party form plugin. So in Groundhog, the forms are modules of the funnel builder. If you want to create a form that is outside of the funnel builder for something specific, then it would be best to use a third-party form builder. Contact Form 7 is kind of like the default freebie, super quick and cheap to set up one. There's other ones like Gravity Forms, Ninja Forms. There's WS Forms, which is like very highly advanced. If you want something super advanced, then you can check out WS Form. But we have plenty of integrations with all of the major form builders as well. So really, the world is your oyster. But if you want to create a form in Groundhog, it has to be done through the funnel Andrew has a follow-up question. If I just want to create a form to collect names for a funnel I will run later, do I need to do anything other than the form and add a tag? You do not. So yeah, if you want to do that, then that's totally fine. All you got to do is you just got to create the funnel, add the form module, add a tag after that, and then you can go back to that funnel and add additional steps later, and then re-add anyone with that tag to the context using the method that I showed you just a few minutes ago, Andrew. So I hope that answers your question. Zane has a follow-up question as well. For SMS, are you still recommending Amazon SES or Twilio or text messaging SMS? Hope that makes sense, which is preferred. It really depends on your use case, Zane. There's no one that's really better. All of their pricing is the same. So if I actually pull up Groundhog, I actually pull up the website here. And all extensions, SMS providers, here we go. So we have our Amazon, right? So you're using Amazon if you are in the boat where you don't really care where the message is coming from. So in Amazon with the SNS integration, you have no control over the phone number, right? If you're sending from Amazon, you don't care what the phone number is, and there is absolutely no way for you to ever get a reply. So if someone replies to that text message that you're sending, you are not going to get it, period. At least at this point in time. That may change in the future, although there's currently no plans for it. So if you're using Amazon, it's just because you want cheap, you want cheerful, you want incredibly fast, and you're just usually using it to send out like transactional message or appointment reminders or anything like that. Twilio, you're using that because you want more control. You're using that because you don't mind paying just a little bit more. You want to control the phone number, and you also want to receive responses. So what you can do is you can send a forwarding number. So if someone replies to a text message that you send from Groundhog, you can set up a forwarder where they will forward that reply to your cell phone so you can respond via your cellular device. So that is possible with the Twilio integration. It is not possible with the AWS integration. There's also a third option. There's SMS 77, which is less popular but cost effective. I think it is the choice if you're operating out of Europe, or like Germany, I think was why this integration was requested. Yeah, definitely because it is a German provider, for sure. So if you're in Germany and you want to send SMS, then SMS 77 is a good option. It's pretty cost effective and really, really easy to set up. So that is another option. But if you're in North America, then probably Twilio is the best solution. AWS is the cheapest. And if you don't care, then you don't care, and it makes a great option. And you can have all your email and your SMS coming from the same place. But I would probably go with Twilio over AWS personally, although I don't send any SMS. I'm an email guy. So I hope that provides you a little bit of context, Zane. All right. Not seeing anyone in need of help. So what we'll do is we'll wrap up. So if you need additional help because for some reason you showed up late and you weren't able to get your question in on time, or you're just looking for some more advanced tutorials, there are places you can go. So you can go to academy.groundhog.io. We have courses there. We have tutorials there. We have pretty much everything there. We can also have a brand new Find a Partner matching system. So if you want someone to do the work for you and you just want to sit back, relax, and run your business, then that's totally cool. I get it. We have certified agencies, partners who pay to be part of our program and pay for training and get trained by us so that they can create great results for their clients. You can go to groundhog.io/find a partner for that. And we'll match you up with a partner, and they're all great. They're all excellent. you can also earn 20% recurring commissions if you refer a friend to Groundhog. So if you know someone, another business or a colleague, or you just want to write a blog post and let people know that Groundhog is great, then you can sign up for an affiliate account, get 20% recurring commissions for anyone that signs up through your link, which I also think is pretty cool. If you're not following us on social yet, there's lots of places to not only follow Groundhog, but follow me personally as well and be part of the conversations that I'm a part of. So I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, so you can go follow me personally on those places. I'll be happy to connect with you, and you can be part of the conversations that I'm having with other WordPress professionals. You can also follow Groundhog, our corporate account as well, and be part of those conversations on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, where this recording will be posted. If you have yet to leave a 5-star review for Groundhog, it is a massive help when you do that. We're currently at 88 5-star reviews. If you could help us get to a nice round number, 95-star reviews, that would be stellar. You can do that, wordpress.org/plugins/Groundhog. If you have additional questions that were not answered on this stream, there are other places where you can go to get answers. You can continue to comment on the stream. You can post it in the Facebook group. That's what it's there for. You can message us on live chat. You can submit a support ticket. You can email us. Lots of ways to get in touch. You can also continue the conversations on social media through Twitter and LinkedIn and all of those places as well. So I hope you enjoyed spending the last 34 minutes with me. I'm sorry that we started a little bit late today and that we ran into those technical difficulties. Next time we'll come more prepared, and hopefully it doesn't give us the same trouble. So thank you, everyone. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.